Hello, Ray Phoenix here. Welcome to Let's Play Mega Man 4, Part 4. So now we destroyed all the Robot Masters, we can finally take on Dr. Cossack. So we go into his castle, his luxurious-looking castle. It's probably a mausoleum of some sort. Probably a mausoleum of destroyed robots that he probably destroyed over the years. So now you have to go through his castle, and first you have to go to, the front line defense, because you have to break through first. And this level appears to be set in the winter time, or some icy place. There's a lot of snow everywhere. Well, if you slide over to the left or rock to the left, you can pick up a hidden E-Tank. An E-Tank that's hidden in the snow. That's a good little pickup right there. And there are these slinky things he sends after us, because, well, imagine they would just be mindlessly sent to us. I don't think these slinkies are. I don't think they're sentient at all, because they don't seem to have eyes or anything that indicates they're alive or do anything. So they're probably just slinkies that are mindlessly. Because he has those slinkies, and he used to make them bend them around so that you can make them go down the stairs or something like that, and the forces of gravity pushes it down the stairs. I know I had a Slinky once and I was never able to do any of that stuff. Slinkies are pretty fun toys overall. I wish I still had my Slinky sometimes. I love Slinkies. Slinkies are, I've never seen them on TV a lot of times. Everyone loves Slinky. everyone loved Slinkies back in the day, but now they've kind of disappeared or faded away of the sands of time. Just like these classic Mega Man games in general. Well, these Mega Man games didn't exactly fade away with the sands of time, but I know some of the other Mega Man games have, like the Mega Man X series has kind of faded away with the sands of time. To explain why there hasn't been a Mega Man X game since 2004 in the main series, that is, and it's still a dead series, a dead franchise. It's just a shame. They still make games for the classic Mega Man series. They don't seem to make Mega Man X games really at all anymore, which is quite a shame. It's really easy to get past this part of the level by using Bright Man's weapon, so you can freeze everything around us. There's some hidden stuff. Oh, we better go pick up that energy right there. Yeah, pick up the energy there so we can get more energy. And of course, Bright Man's weapon doesn't last forever, but it doesn't matter if we have rapid fire shots, because rapid fire shots are really good at, taking down just about any enemy. Most enemies in this game could easily be taken down, especially Freeze them could easily be taken down with rapid fire shots. This is never climbing base level. Yeah, it's always what's with Wily stages, or in this case, the Cossack stage, always be about climbing. Mega Man 2 had a lot of climbing in it. Mega Man 1 not so much, but Mega Man 2 had a lot of climbing in it, and there's levels of climbing. I mean, I know it's an NES game, there's only so much little they could do, so I guess that kind of makes sense in that way that they'd make the game just be, and this really demonstrates how Rush is so primitive in this game, so you can't move just any direction. You can only move one direction and go up or down, and you kind of make him move up and down as he's going in that one direction, but you can't make him downright change directions, or make him stop and switch directions. There's none of that. Rush Jet actually kind of sucks in this game. Okay, he's good for some stuff, but it's the first time I actually got to use Rush Jet in the game, considering the fact I only got him with the last Robot Master Drill Man. So here's the first boss of Cossack Stage 1. We're gonna use Ring Man's weapon. He's some sort of bug thing. I forget the name of this enemy, but he's weak against the Ring Man's weapon. You have to hit that very small little blinking light on him with Ring Man's weapon. It really takes out a lot of his health. It's really hard to hit, though, too. But then again, that's nothing to do with the weapon. That weapon actually does have pretty good range. It actually is quite powerful. Maybe it's about as powerful as, I don't know, maybe a charged Buster Shot. I never really compared how much damage the different weapons do, because most of the time you're going to be using one weapon in this game, which is a standard Mega Buster. I don't even charge it most of the time, because it's a bit of a hassle to charge it sometimes, especially in this game. It's actually kind of slow at charging it. It doesn't always hit enemies too. Sometimes it's hard to hit because enemies are very small a lot of the time. They're very small moving targets. It's hard to shoot at them or accurately hit them. So we've progressed further into Dr. Cossack's castle, or whatever it's called. So now we're in this part where there's a fork in the road. This game seems to love giving us forks in the roads. Even the Robot Master stages have a lot of forks in the roads, and these Cossack stages are no exception. I recommend going right, because it's the easiest way to go. And look at that, the game's being nice to us. It's giving us some energy refill so we could refill our ring weapon, because we'll be needing the ring weapon again throughout these Cossack stages. Dr. Cossack, this new enemy, this new villain, we still don't know exactly what his deal is. Why is Dr. Cossack evil? I mean, Dr. Wily had a reason for going evil. He was just jealous of Dr. Light and wanted to rule the world with Dr. Light's type of robots. But Dr. Cossack, wonder what his deal is. Does he have any connections with Dr. Light or Dr. Wily? Or maybe he's just some villain that wants to be a villain for the sake of being a villain. Maybe it's just Capcom being less and less imagined. Because Capcom is really it's kind of like stretching out this series on the NES. There's only so much that can be done story-wise and with keeping true to what the Mega Man formula is. So, maybe they just thought, let's just make a villain. It's just a villain for the sake of being a villain. Not all villains need a really deep origin story. Some villains are villains because they want to be villains. Maybe that's what they're trying to imply with Dr. Cossack. And they just want to, because, not everything has to make sense. Not every villain has to have like a really good motive for what they're doing, so maybe that's what they're trying to imply. Or maybe they did this as a means to keep gamers gaming. But then again, since when did gamers ever care about story in Mega Man games? And look, one of Wily's spy bats is coming after us. Not even Dr. Cossack stage is saved from spy bats of Dr. Wily. That's more the reason to think Dr. Wily may have had something to do with this game, or may have had something to do with Dr. Cossack. We can still use a Rush Coil. A Rush Coil is the same as always, as I've said before, and it's pretty useful. We'll be using Rush Coil a bit more actually in these levels than we will with the Rush Jet. And these spy bats are still pretty weak overall. They only get killed in like a few hits, and there's those spinning things. Those remind me of those toys I saw a long time ago, those fairy, I think they're like a fairy or something like that, where you pull the string on it, it spins around, it just sends out these really sharp metal blades, things like that. It was known to cut out kids' eyes or something like that. Those dangerous toys. I remember when I used to watch Planet Dolan way back, and I think it was Danger. It wasn't even Planet Dolan yet. It was called Danger Dolan. I remember watching that way back in the day and coming across the videos he makes, like recalled toys and the worst vacations ever, and the worst Happy Meal toys ever, and then the worst just kids meal general toys. Yeah, I remember I used to watch those. It was back when that was popular, when I think it eventually became Planet Dolan. I think there was Danger Dolan. I wonder whatever happened to it. I haven't seen that in years or come across any of those videos in years. It was the algorithms that brought me towards Planet Dolan or Danger Dolan, but now algorithms have kind of driven me elsewhere. I don't know if they're still big or they're still on or anything like that. I have no idea. Because pretty much all the stuff we watch on YouTube is dictated by what algorithms want us to watch. Algorithms don't want anyone to watch my videos. It's just probably why my videos don't get a lot of views compared to a lot of other people's views. I bet if I started my YouTube career in a much earlier year, like maybe let's say I started making videos back when YouTube was still in like its earlier heyday, like around 2006, 2007, 2008, I bet if I made YouTube videos way back then, I bet more videos would become a lot more popular and more people would have watched them because there's not much. Because I find that a lot of my videos that seem to get the most amount of views seem to be views that are more of obscure things. Like one of my more recent videos that has a lot of hits is my video of Twisted Metal, what's it called? Twisted Metal Lost as Gold Tooth. Because there aren't really very many video playthroughs of Twisted Metal Lost being played through as Gold Tooth, which is pretty much Gold and Sweet Tooth. And then there's and then one other recent video, or somewhat recent video of mine that also got a lot of hits, was my video of me playing the Star Wars pinball game. And I actually played like on an actual real pinball machine. I played the Star Wars pinball game. It actually was really cool. And I got a lot of views because there aren't very many videos of that specific Star Wars pinball machine, that Star Wars pinball tale. There aren't very many videos of that. And one of my most viewed videos ever is a video of me trying to get LEGO Star Wars 2 to run on Windows 10 and Windows Server 2003. There aren't really very any videos, even to this day, last time I checked, which was actually still kind of recently, there aren't really any videos of people trying to do gaming on Windows Server 2003, so maybe that's why the video got so many hits. I mean, I should make more videos eventually. I mean, I lost access to that virtual machine I had of Windows Server 2003, but maybe someday far in the future, maybe I'll build a computer with Windows Server 2003 on it, and maybe then I'll use it to play my own games, or play games that I run emulators and see how it works. That actually sounds like good material for a video, because no one else has done that before. I hope no one steals my idea either. Some people might be watching this video, but then again, almost no one watches my videos anyway, so I doubt anyone would ever seriously consider stealing my ideas. Almost no one even considers using Windows Server 2003 for anything other than being a server. So now we destroyed the first two Cossack stages, we can now go on to the third Cossack stage, where it's going to be one of these side-scrolling levels, like in Mario games, where the camera just slowly progresses to the right side of the screen, and you have to jump on platforms and dodge stuff. There's a lot of levels in Super Mario Bros. 3 that were like this. You see some of the building's architecture in the background, some of the nice, very Indian-looking inspired architecture. Looks like something from a traditional Indian building guides or things like that. I don't know. Did Dr. Cossack build his towers in India? I don't know. Maybe got Indian people to help construct it for him. I don't know. I don't even know anything, but again, we still don't really know anything about Dr. Cossack. He still is a man of mystery at this point. We still don't know what his deal is at this point. But I'm sure we'll solve this mystery soon enough. Or even in Clouds, too. Look like Clouds that were taken straight out of Super Mario Bros. 3. I know, Super Mario Bros. 3 is one of my most played Mario games ever. I only ever played for the first 3 worlds of that game. Never really got, as a kid, I never really got very far in that game. It wasn't until years later when I finally beat the game. But I never actually owned any actual Mega Man games for the NES, unfortunately. I never found them anywhere. When I did find them, they were way too damn expensive. So I just turned to emulators. And I got the Mega Man Anniversary Collection as well, too, for the PS2. And then I later got the Mega Man X Collection, because Mega Man games are so rare and expensive, I find a lot of time. They're, like, so freaking expensive. And it's getting worse and worse with inflation. And games are, and since they don't make these classic games anymore, they're going to keep getting rarer and rarer as time goes on, to a point where you have no choice but to resort to emulators. And look, this is definitely something out of Super Mario Bros. 3. These platform things where you stand on them, they rise up a bit, then you can jump on them, they move upwards. Yeah, that's totally something out of Super Mario Bros. 3. I'm starting to think that these people at Capcom got so lazy of making Mega Man games, they thought, oh, we already did the best Mega Man could possibly be. What more could we do? Oh, I know, let's copy stuff from other games. Let's just take stuff that were in other NES games like Super Mario Bros. 3 and what else do they have stolen from? I don't know. I don't know. Oh, the Batman game. I remember before I mentioned the Batman game for the NES kind of had some Mega Man-ish stuff, or more like Mega Man may have used stuff from the Batman game, the NES. And there was Blaster Master, which was a weird, unique platform type game. Yeah, they could have copied stuff from that as well too. Then they thought, I'll just copy stuff or find some NES games that have stuff that's, you know, good, or stuff that looks like it could be, you know, good, and we'll just incorporate that in our Mega Man series to make Mega Man more innovative and more original. Yeah, for what original is. If stealing someone else's work or copying some other game is totally original, right? So now we're gonna have to fight the Cockroach Twins, which they could easily be defeated with Pharaoh Man's weapon. I just realized as I'm playing this right now that Pharaoh Man's weapon actually is kind of like the Metal Blade of this game. I said there was no Metal Blade equivalent in this game. Well, that's technically true, because it is very different from the Metal Blade, but it generates a large ball of, I don't know what that's supposed to be, some sort of powerful energy, and it can be moved in I think about 6 different directions, so not as good as the Metal Blade still, but then it can form a large ball over his head, over Mega Man's head, which actually does work pretty well at destroying the bosses. It's a weakness for this boss, the Cockroach Twins. We call them a ball. Well, I guess it's one boss. They both share the same energy meter, which is gone now because I, used his weakness on him. And same with not just the Robot Masters, even regular bosses in this game. If you use their weaknesses, most of them aren't very challenging at all. This is Ray Phoenix, signing out.